Hello chocolate friends! Today for this Bar Bits video I was inspired to talk about Saffron by this bar, which is from Standout Chocolate. It's one of their seasonal offerings. It was a while ago. I don't know that you can get this one anymore. This is their Saffron bar, 70% cacao. So saffron is a really interesting thing. Botanically speaking, it comes from the crocus flower, a particular kind of crocus flower, Crocus sativus, and it's in the iris family, the Iridaceae. It's a tiny little herbaceous flower, beautiful purple flowers, comes in threes, 3 petals, 3 red stigmas, 3 yellow stamens. It's interesting because it totally relies on humans for reproduction. So the only reason this plant keeps going is because we keep it going. We bred it to have these beautiful yellow, red, yellowish stigmas. Let me show you. I have some saffron here. So this is how it comes. It's known as the world's most expensive spice, and it's I can smell it. It is known as the world's most expensive spice, so we've bred it for these beautiful red stigmas, but because we have done that, the flower actually can't, the flower is sterile, so it can't produce fruit. So it only carries on through human intervention. We breed it by dividing the corms, which is bulb-like, not a bulb, that grows underground. So we've been breeding this for thousands of years. It started probably with the Greeks, but we have lots of records, even way back prehistoric times. So there's cave illustrations in Iraq from 50,000 years ago where saffron was used as a dye in one of the paints. But more recent history, you have records of Cleopatra bathing in saffron mare's milk. You have Chinese monks using it to dye their robes, Persians using it in ritualistic offerings, Greeks, Romans, Indians, they're using it in their culinary practices and in their medicine. So it's been used by humans for a really long time. But why is it the most expensive spice in the world? Well, it's not an easy spice to grow and harvest is the main reason. So the flowers, these tiny little flowers, bloom for 1 or 2 weeks out of the year. They close at night. They are required to be hand-picked. You have to pull out the stamens by hand in the pre-dawn hours. And it takes a massive amount of flowers to get a tiny amount of saffron. So this that I have is about a little more than ½ an ounce of saffron. And if I were to count these, I mean, you can see how many stigmas are in there. So it takes about 6,000 flowers and 12 hours of labor just for 1 ounce. This is less than 1 ounce. So very expensive spice because it's so labor intensive and you don't get a lot for that labor. Saffron's flavor is unique from 2 compounds in the flower, in the stigma. I'm probably going to say these wrong. One is picrocrosin, which gives it its bitter, earthy, musky, warm kind of flavor, and then saffronol, which is a honey, floral hay kind of note in there. Those 2 compounds are unique to saffron. There are other compounds in there that also contribute to its flavor, but those ones are unique to saffron. So how can you tell if you have good saffron? Well, it should not be all red. It should have deep red with some orange tips. If it's all red, it means it's probably been dyed, so that's not good. It should look frayed and worn, and it should have it should be wide and flat with tapered ends. So interesting to pair those notes, bitter, earthy, musky, honey, floral, hay, with cacao. Those are, I would consider them complementary notes. So interesting to see them using saffron in their chocolate. If you have tried chocolate with saffron, let me know. I want to know what you think of it. Or if you have some other way that you use saffron. I know there's a lot of unique culinary dishes that you can have that use saffron. Let me know in the comments. You love saffron? You hate saffron? You got some trivia for me about saffron? I'd love to hear it. That's it for today's Bar Bits video and a little bit of botany for you. So I hope you join me next time when we talk all things chocolate. We'll see you then.